I am an English woman born of English parents. My mother and father, unlike myself, never left these shores, not even for a holiday. Their culture, as with mine, naturally was English and British. To me, multiculturalism means a mixed society of diverse cultures and religions. Our nation has become extremely multicultural. In and around the country, there are miscellaneous groups containing a wide variety of cultures and religions. These groups are dynamic and produce a great social and active presence in society. I believe, whilst problems do occur which can affect relationships countrywide and worldwide, a multicultural society is beneficial. Lessons can be learned from every individual through lived experiences and beliefs alike. If society was made up of identical characters, multiculturalism would not exist and society would certainly not augment.
Learning about a culture is also to learn about the role religion plays in a culture and about the particular features of that religion. Religions and belief systems are powerful shapers of culture, and many customs, folk tales, stereotypes, hopes and fears of a community arise from the religious beliefs. To dismiss the influence of religion on a culture is to forget about an essential part of that culture. Whilst religions play larger roles in some cultures than in others, religion is one of the greatest influences on any aspect of a culture. The role religion plays in a multicultural society is key. Religious diversity enriches everyday life and serves experiences to those who have the will to become knowledgeable about different cultures.
I'm a professional athlete, and it is with a complete and utter disgust that I have seen disturbing races in football related races in recent years. And it is races in the questions of why this unwanted culture has returned with the regions. Surely the day of racial motivated taunts should remain firmly in the past. It is been well documented that the first victim of the taunting was Carr in the 1980s, when the players such as John Barnes and Mark Walters had to endure racist chants. All through the problem sunk to a certain extent. It has never fully disappeared. In this day and age, a huge number of football teams across the country have black players and their playing staff, some of the which are probably amongst the best players in the world right now. It is extremely sad to see the return of this unwanted racism, and that goes beyond the good nature of watching sporting event.
I am a teacher, and I believe that one should never ignore the fact that at any one time there are a variety of diverse cultures, beliefs, and practices represented in the classroom. The question is whether multiculturalism should be the core component to an educational programme, or form an element of it. We must design environments that encourage our students to learn and operate in a policy of inclusion rather than exclusion. If this means being sensitive to other cultures, then this is what needs to be done. A technique which I find useful when trying to create a sense of multiculturalism is setting activities in the classroom that represent a multitude of cultures. For example, when teaching language to students, I find using real images of people more useful rather than the stereotypical image of different nationalities. The simple things are often the most effective.
Working is a necessity of life, bringing money so we can live. Finding employment is hard enough, but when faced with cultural issue, it makes finding employment virtually impossible. British law is constantly making it harder for employees to dismiss employees for any cultural discrimination. Why should anyone lose the right to work and earn a living because of their faith or religion? This surely cannot be acceptable. You have possibly been involved with an unfair dismissal, or have friends and family that have actually been dismissed because of their belief. What was your reaction? Do you speak out? There are two sides to every story. The fact is, dismissal from any employment because of their cultural difference should never occur. People work to live and should always be given the chance to. Having a diverse workforce can only enrich a company. Thank you.
Acceptance in other cultures is something many of us search for, perhaps for the duration of our entire lives. What is it that makes you identify yourself with a particular race or nation? Do you have some pride in that identification? And if so, where does the identification and pride come from? Perhaps you live in that country, or you hold a passport. Maybe your parents were born there, or you have a percentage of genes associated with that section of the globe. Possibly it is because you share certain cultural values and have a sense of shared history. Above all this, one asks the question, how rational is your sense of pride? There has to be an acceptance of other races, and I hope this paves the way for a true multicultural society. Culture can stay, and life will be all the more richer and fulfilled for it.